Today's episode of The Mom Game is brought to you by our friends at Gateway Buick GMC at LBJ and Jupiter. I know that buying a car can be stressful, but not at Gateway, because their slogan is Gateway's got it. And just what does that mean? Well, it means Gateway's got a wide selection of new Buicks, GMCs, and GM certified used vehicles, all competitively priced. Gateway's got it. In these busy times, you want a car dealer who makes things easy and convenient. Well, guess what? Gateway's got it. When you log on to gatewaybuickgmc.com, just click on the Shop, Click, Drive button. This allows you to shop from the comfort of your home, and who doesn't want that? In fact, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, select your vehicle. 2, create your offer. 3, schedule your delivery. And on top of all this, Gateway Buick GMC offers complimentary car washes for life. So when you want a dealer who has it all, Gateway's got it. You can find them online at gatewaybuickgmc.com or shop in person at LBJ and Jupiter. GMC, we are professional grade. Experience the new Buick. And welcome to episode 118 of The Mom Game. I'm Emily, she's Julie. We are nowhere near each other, but we are still together in spirit and through the wonders of modern technology. Julie, sorry, the camera's like all shaky. Where are you?
I'm at the beach. Can't you see?
I know, you look so like tan and pretty and got some cute little hoop earrings on.
Thank you. We are in Port Aransas. We come here every summer for a few days. My brother and his wife and 2 little boys live here half the time, and then they're in Austin half the time. So I'm at his house. I'm in his office.
Fancy.
I know. But that's what's so fun about this show is we can bring it wherever we go.
Yeah.
So here we are. I'm here just for a few days and then headed back to Dallas at the end of the week. But going to get in a little fun in the sun and the beach, and I appreciate any beach that you can drive to. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What about you? It looks a little different where you're at.
Yeah, it is. It's oh my gosh, my life is such a shit show right now. So we're building a house. So it's close-ish to being ready, which means we need to sell the house that we currently live in. So I found out yesterday that we have 2 showings scheduled this morning, and the dog can't be there. And so my sweet mom has taken Izzy and I in for a little bit. And so we're at my mom's apartment, just tried to figure out the password to the Wi-Fi, and Izzy and I are just hanging out. So you've got babies in the background. I've got a dog. So this should be just a well-oiled machine.
It should be brilliant. I did ship my kids out into the ocean somewhere.
Oh, wow. That's a great
Yeah.
To the ocean.
They're fishing.
Hey, kids, go play in the ocean.
Yeah, mommy's got a work call. They're fishing, so I just have my littlest nephew is here, but I think he's going down for a nap. So does that mean Carol might pop on?
Oh, she's here. You never know what you're going to get with Carol.
That's what I love about her.
There's between Izzy and Carol, we should have our hands full today.
Yeah.
I just hope she doesn't pee in the house. Oh,
Your
I
mom?
just hope she doesn't pee. No, not my mom. But that's not out of the realm of possibility either. We talked about bladder control issues as you get older.
Yeah, we all pee in the house.
The dog. So yeah, it's crazy. So what else has been going on? How was the travel to?
So I kind of told you about my phone. You want to see what it looks like?
Okay, what happened?
This is what it looks like. Like when I look at, there's my text messages.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you dropped it in the pool?
I dropped it in the pool. On the way here, we stopped in Austin for the night, and I was just sitting there, going to relax for a couple of minutes, put my feet in the pool, and like check out Twitter or whatever, and just dropped it and freaked out. Grabbed it. It drowned for about 2 seconds, and that was enough to just like destroy the screen. So I've just been playing like these guessing games with it, like, I wonder who I'm texting. It's been really funny because I've like you know me, I'm kind of obsessed with like posting to Instagram lately. It's just fun. And so I'm like, how do I do it? Because I can't even see my photos. So it's kind of been a fun mystery. Like I'll take a photo and I have no idea what it looks like because I can't see it on my screen. But then I post it on the Instagram and I'll go look from Kelly's phone and be like, oh, that's a good one.
It sounds like a very, very dangerous game you're playing, Julie.
It is. It could be live on Instagram for a few minutes where like I have no idea what it looks like, how the picture turned out, if anybody's like private parts are showing.
Oh, okay. So I will say having to deal with phone issues is one of the greatest beatings of a lifetime. I mean, it's like, it's up there with the most frustrating things you have to deal with.
Yeah, because you don't realize how you use it for literally everything.
And you're on vacation. So what are you doing?
Yeah. Well, yesterday we were driving in. We drove through Corpus Christi, and I thought I could maybe pop into the T-Mobile store. So I popped in. They said, well, we can order it for you, and it'll be 3 to 5 days back at your house. And I was like, ugh. They said you could go to this Best Buy. So then I took my whole family and all our stuff to Best Buy, which wasn't that far away. And then, you know what? I had a Geek Squad encounter, Emily. The damn Geek Squad. The guy's like, oh yeah, we just have to run this thing and then see if we have it and we can replace your phone because you have the insurance. But we don't have any appointments available till tomorrow at 5:40. And I'm like, I'm standing right here. There's nobody around. You're the Geek Squad. Let's do this. But no, have to wait a whole day and a half. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to like drive 30 minutes from the beach to get my phone fixed tomorrow. So I didn't end up doing that, but I just ordered one that'll be back in Dallas, hopefully when I get back there. And I'm going to try to use this bad boy in the time being and see if it doesn't like just totally collapse on me. But I mean, it works.
That's giving me so much anxiety.
I know. All of it is anxiety, Emily. All of it.
So much anxiety.
But I'm trying to just say, you know
well,
what?
I mean,
I don't need to be using my phone that much anyways.
This is true. You have your computer.
Yes.
You're still editing clips and
exactly. Trying to do what I need to do.
Yeah, you're doing a good job. You're doing a really good job. I'm trying to think if anything's happened in my life since I last saw you.
Baseball games.
Baseball games? Yep, we'll get to that in sports.
Yeah.
We got some baseball to talk about.
Yeah.
NBA Finals to talk about.
Did we ever have Henry's baseball?
Yeah, he's done. He's done. They play one tournament, but he's going to Boston with his aunt this week. And so he'll miss the last tournament. But this trip was already scheduled a long, long time ago. So, he's done with baseball. I mean, all the sports are done. But now we've talked about this. We moved on to camp. Mm-hmm. And camps are something, because they're not in the same camps, obviously. I mean, he's 2 years older. They have different interests. So like this morning, I had 5 girls, going into third grade girls in my car, and then Henry, and they're going to TCU basketball camp, and Henry's going to TCU baseball camp. But TCU basketball camp started on Monday. TCU baseball starts on Tuesday. So I had to go get Henry like registered and checked in. So I'm, walking through TCU with like 5 girls that are not pleased.
Why did you have 5 girls?
But because I was running carpool today. It was my day to run carpool, with perfect timing for me to run carpool today. So we got them all to camp, and and then Hattie gets done at 12, and then Henry doesn't get done till 3, and it's just like, can we have camp rules? Like, can we have rules of camp that they've got to be Monday through Friday, and they've got to be 9 to 3. All of them uniformly.
Uniform camp rules. Yeah, because the Monday through Thursday and then the Tuesday through Friday trips me up too.
I know. And so anyway, but so now we're camping so hard. We're doing so many shuttle runs, and it is what it is. I mean, it's the summertime, and this is what we live for as moms, right? Being a taxi.
My kids are doing it too. This is probably not something that is going to go down in the momming hall of fame, but most of my stuff isn't. But I was like, next week, Anna has a camp, and Ryder had nothing, and he's the one that's like needy. So I was like, what can I find him? I signed him up for a random VBS. I don't even know the church. It was free.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, but they love that. Churches love that. I've volunteered at our Vacation Bible School a couple years, and they love that. I mean, that's one place where like they love having the kids there, like, and they do it for a reason.
Yes, for sure. And I got a couple,
Yes.
I was harassing all his friends' moms, like, someone sign your kid up for this too. So he'll have fun. But
Have a buddy.
Yeah, but I'm like 3 hours at a random VBS is way better than sitting at home asking for screen time or whatever while I'm trying to work and stuff. So, yeah. So
I think that's a good mom move. I think it's a good mom move. I think you're
I got a lot of crickets on my group text when I was like, anybody else?
Stop it.
But I think I got 2 takers. So he's got that next week. But feel you on all the campiness.
Camp so hard. Okay, let's get into the sports. Let's get into some sports scorts, courtesy of our friends at
Bottle Rover.
Yes, ma'am.
Our best friends at Bottle Rover. If you don't know about Bottle Rover yet, they are an alcohol delivery platform. It's like a Drizzly or whatever, but it's better. It's free delivery on any order over $50. They are our friends here on the Mom Game. They're local, based out of DFW. Always better to support local if you can, but it's super easy. You just search on the app, download the Bottle Rover app. You search for your favorite alcohol, beer, wine, spirits, whatever it is that you want. And then they will find a store that's nearby to you so they can get it to you quickly. And then they place the order through that store and it comes to your front door. It is super easy. They're a Dallas-based company, but they do have nationwide coverage. So I could probably find one down here in Port Aransas, Emily, perhaps, or at least in Corpus Christi. All you have to do is go to bottlerover.com or download the app to get hooked up with it. And then you can schedule out your order, or you can do a quick order to come right to your door, which I did on Memorial Day in my emergency situation. And then you have that booze and you can just cheers and have a good time. Thanks to Bottle Rover. We're so happy to have them back with us here on the Mom Game.
Booze you can use. We can all use some booze. So we're going to talk Rangers first or NBA Finals?
Let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers. So we're taping on Tuesday, which is usually a day early for us. So opener against the Astros on Monday night. They came back and won 5-3. That made it 3 in a row. Things are going weird places, COVID and injuries, and but I feel like no matter who they bring up, they're contributing. So these young guys, Ezekiel Duran didn't even play in AAA. He went straight from AA to the big leagues. They had zero intention of him staying here beyond, 2 weeks max. And now it's like, how can you send this guy down? I mean, he just keeps getting hits. He's solid defensively. He has zero fear as far as the situation. He's not just getting hits in like meaningless games when the Rangers are up 7 or down 7. He's getting meaningful hits. He's making meaningful contributions. Mm-hmm. And so it's one of those things where it's like, how can you send him back down? I mean, and there's a chance he could come back down to earth. The league will adjust to him. They'll get enough film on him where they know how to approach him, all that kind of stuff. But, to see the crazy, not turnover that's happening, but I mean, kind of, you've got guys on the COVID list. You've got, Eli White's out probably, at least 2 months now with the broken wrist.
Or Spider-Man.
Yeah. Spider-Man. And so, and they're having, they're still like, as of today, 2 games below 500, but we keep talking about this and I keep talking about, if we can just get around there, like if we can get to 500, hover around, then maybe you can go on a run, win 5 or 6 straight or 7 of 9 or whatever. And really get some positive momentum going after a horrid April. And that's what stinks so bad is you take out April and this team is pretty good, but that's not the way baseball goes.
We just remove 1 month of season.
Right. I mean, you can't say, let's hit the reset button after, 20 games when this team was 6-14.
Yeah.
That's not the way it
There's
works.
still a long way to go. So if that's
Yeah.
what it takes to have those like growing pains and figure things out early in the season, maybe like we always talk about, it could start coming together towards the end of the season, which is the best time for things to start coming together.
And I think they're getting to know each other. I think they're building like a camaraderie and a chemistry. And I know people don't want to hear about that because what's his exit velocity and launch angle and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just telling you, I've been around this game long enough to know that shit matters a lot. And they're getting to know each other. I mean, this, you know, when you talk about the lockout and the shortened spring training and, you know, for a team like the Dodgers or the Brewers or that have been that basically their core is back. I mean, we didn't have a core coming back this year. I mean, we didn't. I mean, and a couple of those, probably the two biggest pieces of that core, or two of them, Jose Trevino and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, both got traded at the end of spring training.
Yeah.
So it's like
no core.
There was no core. And so that takes a while to develop where guys are comfortable with each other, where you trust each other, confide in each other, feel comfortable talking to each other about things. All that shit matters. And I think it matters in all sports, quite frankly, all team sports. I think it matters the most in baseball just because it is such a long season and you spend so much time together. So I think things are starting to click. The pitching has been good. They look like a complete team over stretches of time. And that's encouraging, especially considering the last couple of seasons have just been painful. Yeah. And so I'm fired up. I'm fired up.
What's our Simeon Seeger report as far as coming together on the field, but also coming together with Emily Jones?
We're getting there. I feel like making baby steps. You know, we can't force those relationships.
Have you made them laugh? Have you cracked any good jokes?
I have a couple. We're getting there. I mean, they're seeing my quick wit and my terrible attempts at humor. But yeah, I think we're making some strides, and me being around for, as much as I am, and traveling is huge. And so we're getting there, but I respect their right to, it's not like everybody opens up and is warm and fuzzy. And I get that. And I don't begrudge them for that at all. I would love for those guys are going to be here for a long time. And I want our fan base to know them because they're good dudes, right. And so I want to hopefully, over time be able to show a different side of those two guys in particular, because they are the future of this thing, just based on the contracts. Yeah. And so hopefully that will come, but I'll just keep throwing out my random dad jokes and
just you do you. Yeah.
I'm just going to keep on keeping on.
You got to keep on keeping on for sure. And the more the team wins, I think the more you might come out of them, right? And just loosen them up.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Are you watching the finals?
A little bit. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it. The Warriors aren't going to go down like maybe it looked like they were going to go down. And here they are now, just one win away from another championship after last night's game. I still, I have all the feelings watching them, just thinking how much I dislike them and how if only the Mavs could have beat them. But you know what? Also, at the same time, watching them, I realize they're better. They're a better team, and maybe this dynasty is not over for them. They've got another championship left in them. But it's been good. It's been good back and forth kind of series. And I think once you think that one team has grabbed it and is going to run away with it, they don't. And that's kind of what you want in one of these NBA finals, right?
Yeah. And you know what, to be quite honest, I have not paid a ton of attention to it. I mean, I'm following what's going on, but I'm not sitting down in front of the television. I'm just watching games. But it does feel like and I feel like I don't know if it's this way in any other sport as bad as it is basketball, but like it is the moment that not even the momentum within the series, but like the outside perception of it. It's like as soon as one team wins one game, I'm like, well, I'm not sure if the other team is even going to be able to scratch out one win. And then that team wins, you're like, well, clearly they're in for a fight. It's just, and then, I just.
It's kind of awesome. I do love the setup of a 7-game
the back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But don't you feel like they're dragging this out so long? Like
it is long, like long time in between games.
Yes.
it does seem like it should just be over. But
right. It will be soon.
Okay,
I'm not keeping up with hockey at all. I mean,
that's what I was just about to say. So NHL, I'm sure it doesn't have anything to do with, like, I don't think they time out where NBA could start wrapping up and then NHL could start, whatever. It's just kind of the way it all works out. But in NHL final is about to start tomorrow night. And it's going to be Colorado and Tampa Bay.
So this is the last two. This is the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yes, the Stanley Cup Final will start this week. And so Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay. And they're the ones that are now like forming a small dynasty. They're the ones that beat the Stars a couple of seasons ago. And Colorado is in the Stars division. So we know them really well, and they're a really good team, and they've been good for a few seasons now. So I don't know. I don't like them because they're one of our rivals. I don't like either of them. But at the same time, I'm already getting annoyed with Tampa Bay. So I'm like, maybe it's time for Colorado. And then I feel icky feeling like I want them to even win a game.
And don't you think all these like traditional hockey powers just get the red ass because it's freaking Tampa Bay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because it's a Canadian team hasn't won a Stanley Cup now in, 15, 20 years, a long time. It's been. And so the people up in Canada, I'm sure, hate it when you're talking about the red ass. It's like all the old Canadians in Edmonton that are like, this freaking Tampa Bay team, but they're good. And they have good goaltending and good defense and good coaching. And they're a thorn in everybody's sides. But what's funny about Colorado is one of our players that we had, Val Nichushkin, like he was drafted. He was, there were a lot of high hopes for him. When the Stars drafted him, he was a young Russian forward. And with Dallas, he just never could figure it out. He couldn't do anything. Like he was really fast and he would skate and he'd like lose the puck. It seemed like every time before he was able to get off a good shot. And it was really frustrating for the fan base. He's flying with Colorado right now. And he's like one of their top goal scorers in the playoffs. So it's kind of painful, I think, for Stars fans to see that. But at the same time, it's like that whole change of scenery thing. But when you see him going this far with the rival, it's like, yeah, always hate when it happens. But we'll see. We'll be watching. It's fun to watch. NHL Stanley Cup Finals are one of my favorite. It's nothing I feel like compares to the NHL playoffs. So we'll keep an eye on it. But at the same time, quick little Stars update is no update. Still no coach. There's rumors about like maybe they're going to change something in management, but we don't know. I know Kelly still hasn't like heard anything about anything really about, I think he still has a job. We'll find out. But we'll see. I think they need to start making some of these changes and announcements soon so the team can prepare accordingly. But it's always exciting. I told Kelly, I was like, we'll probably go on this trip and then you're going to need to have all the phone calls, that's how it works.
Right. Well, enjoy it then while you can, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, what's on your feed? Time to switch over to what's on your feed. That is brought to us by our friends at Early Bird. We all know I dig the Early Bird gummies. Last night I was like, my mind was racing of how I was going to pull all this off in the morning. I was tired, but I was worried that my mind would race. And so what did I do? I came home, popped a couple gummies, got in bed, watched a little bit of a show, and I was very relaxed and very out very, very quickly. So there are a ton of different uses for Early Bird. Some use them to relax, pregame, a little buzz, whatever you want. They are made with a very small amount of THC to make you feel great. I use them and will attest to them personally and sing it from the rooftops of how much they've helped me as far as just the chill factor, helping me sleep. And so we've had a number of our viewers and listeners give them a try, and the results and the reviews have been great. So use the Mom Game discount. The discount code is TMG, and it's good for 20% off a new customer's first purchase. So just visit the website earlybirdcbd.com/TMG, and that will automatically apply that discount for you. So thanks to Early Bird for helping a sister out and for sponsoring the Mom Game.
Yeah, I should have put mine here.
Do what?
I said I should have brought mine here because I was up in the night last night.
Yep.
Thinking about Anna peed her bed. I have to tell you real quick. Anna peed her bed. We forgot to put her pull up on her.
Oh no.
Because she got ready early before dinner anyway, and then we forgot that she didn't have her pull up on. She peed her bed in my sister-in-law's house, and I woke up in the night and changed it all, and
oh no.
But then I couldn't go back to sleep because I was dreaming about it and having to tell her.
Did you tell her?
I told her this morning.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but it's such a nice house. I felt so bad, but early bird would have helped me because when you dream about waking up and talking to your sister-in-law about your daughter peeing, it's weird. I needed some early bird.
Okay, so what is on your feed? Well, we've had a lot of things on our feed. Well, first, one quick thing. Is it election? Are there elections happening? What's happening? I can't, now I'm getting, and it's not in my feed, but I'm getting texts from Abbott or Beto or whatever, asking me who I'm voting for. And I'm like, how did you get my number? And they'll call me Michael because I guess that somehow they've gotten my number and associated with Mike. I don't know, but I'm like, I just respond to them and I know they don't get them, because I think it only registers if you reply like their specific parameters. But I'm always just like in all caps, like, F you, leave me alone. I hate politics. So I wish to goodness that I knew that they were going to read that, but I know they're not. But there's a little part of me that makes me feel good when I go all caps on them.
And do they ever reply?
No. Yeah. I thought maybe we should do an experiment and like F with them and be like, oh yes, I love Governor Abbott. I love Beto O'Rourke or whatever. Yes, count me in. Sign me up for passing out flyers.
Oh God, then they're going to just put you on all their other lists.
Right. No, that's true. You're right.
So the upcoming governor election is November 8th this year. So that's why it's coming up. And it's going to be, everything going on in the political climate right now, it's all going to come to a head when we're voting for things like that.
Yeah, it is. And it's going to suck.
Yeah, it's going to suck.
Elections suck. I should not be so negative. That is part of our democracy. But my goodness, it's gotten so out of control. Yeah. Okay, speaking of things that have gotten out of control on our feed, we are going to have Greg Williams on in a couple of weeks. And the response to that has been, I guess, somewhat mixed, which is fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, choose whether to listen or to not listen. I've known Greg Williams since I got to Dallas. I don't know if people who are listening may have no clue who he is. He used to work at the Ticket. Then he worked at the Fan in DFW. So he was around the DFW sports scene for a really, really long time. And then went sideways, had some substance abuse issues, and everything kind of blew up over the course of a couple of years. And he became a pretty controversial figure. And so I saw something on Twitter, and he was saying something about how he would love to tell the story and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, Julie and I got this podcast if you want to bring it. And so we set up a time for him to come on. Since then he has very hot political opinions. And then people tried to, because we're having him on, make some sort of connection in the political sense, which I'm not okay with.
Yeah.
And so, I think we'll have him on. We'll see if it goes, how it goes. And if it's I don't want to say if it's controversial, because I don't care if it's controversial, but if it goes off the rails, then we won't air it. Bottom line, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think too that anyone should assume that any guest we have on our show that we're politically aligned with, because let me tell you something, I'm not politically aligned with anyone. Right. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't align myself. I think we've established that. I thought I did.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I don't.
You need to go back and listen.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I've said the best way I know how to describe myself politically, because I don't know shit about politics, but I do know that I am fiscally, when it comes to money, I'm conservative. I don't want the government taking a bunch of my money, period. End of story. Do I try to help do things? Do I feel like there should be taxes? Absolutely. But I feel like the less, the better. Okay. So that's my position financially. Socially, I am very liberal, very liberal. I don't, I basically just I don't care. Not that I don't care. It doesn't concern me, or I'm not, Mom.
Hi, Carol.
Hey. Hi. Yeah. It's just in the middle of this like impassioned speech, and then creeps Carol.
Carol, you're fine.
Just creeping. So anyway, socially, I consider myself very liberal. I feel like people should have the freedom to express themselves in however way they choose. All of that kind of stuff. I mean, I feel like I try to be really in touch with my friends on social issues that face different situations that I do. Blah, blah. I don't really feel a need to explain myself, but I guess kind of like I want to put it out there that like if you want to put me in a group, you're going to have to put me in a group that is a hybrid of an elephant and a donkey, because I'm over here financially, fiscally, I'm over here socially. And I don't know really how to, I don't, and maybe I'm just, I don't know. I'm just like, but I'm not.
And we don't ever have to defend ourselves and our beliefs. I don't think we can have whatever beliefs that we want. I think what was so frustrating about that, it's like, yeah, he came up, he started spewing a lot of the HSOs after we had asked him to come on.
Correct.
But even so, just because we have someone on our podcast does not mean we share all of their views or any of their views. It's a podcast. That's kind of the beauty of podcasts, is to be able to have these conversations where you don't have the platform otherwise. And I think for him, I'm excited for it because everybody's got a story, and maybe no one's even had that sit down and talk to him. You never know what people are going through. He could be totally crazy. He could not be. But to just immediately jump on us or you, why in the world would it even be singled out to you? I have no idea. But even
I know, it's like, I think, I mean, it's just,
but to just see what he's saying and then say, oh, he's coming on your podcast, let me attack you guys. Like, what? I don't want to say like cancel culture or whatever, but I'm just so, it's the mob mentality. And some people are just always looking for someone to jump on for some reason. And I'm so over all of that. It's like, you know what? Everybody deserves a chance to speak their mind. And everybody, like you've said, everybody's entitled to their own opinions. And it doesn't mean that we think any of his are right. His are pretty crazy.
Yeah. No, I agree. And here's my thing. I don't really feel like I'm defending myself, but I'm also not ashamed to tell you like exactly how I feel about something, even if it's, I feel confused, like you want to, I mean, we're not going to get into this today, but like you talk about gun safety, like I'm confused about gun stuff. I'm confused because I don't know enough, and I probably should educate myself better, but that's where I'll tell you, that's where I fall on that. I'm confused.
I think everybody's confused. Otherwise we'd have figured this shit out.
Right. But like, I'm not afraid to tell you how I feel about any particular issue, but it just may not be exactly what you want to hear. But I also too feel like it comes from a place of personal experience. I feel like it comes from a pretty honest place. And I feel like I'm pretty open-minded. I mean, especially when I look at some of the people that are, in my life, whether they be super close to me or not super close to me. I mean, I feel like I'm pretty open-minded, and that's, I don't know. I just was like, I don't know. It caught me off guard. And I was like,
yeah, no, that was weird. And it's sometimes it's like what, 4 people, and now we're just sitting here.
Yes.
About it, so that's what's annoying about it.
Right. But also too, that was important to me because you were like, just ignore. I was like, no, I mean, listen, if somebody thinks my hair sucks, or if somebody thinks that even if I suck at my job, fine. But like to just throw out there that, that I'm like this radical right wing, white. I don't know. I mean, to just like throw that out there, I was like, wow. I mean,
That's so weird.
You can't. No, yeah. And so I feel like that was like just throwing something out there that painted me with a really broad brush, and I didn't.
Well, yeah, I know. And we are like open on here, and people get to know us a little bit better than if we didn't have a podcast. So sometimes what comes along with that is people thinking they know you, even when they don't. But it's fine. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I think a podcast is a great platform for somebody like that, for a conversation like that, no matter which way it goes. It'll be interesting. And we've got a lot of fun guests coming up, but he's just one of them. And I think it's going to be fine and whatever.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was I going to ask you? We speaking of controversy, little TMG news desk with the that's very ticket centric.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah. Let's get to it.
Yeah, we got a TMG news desk brought to you by Baylor, and this one I wanted to make sure to get in here this week because June 23rd is the event, the Survivorship Day that I'm actually going to be a keynote speaker at. So Baylor Scott and White, All Saints Medical Center, one of our sponsors, one of our friends here on the Mom Game. It is technically called Baylor Scott and White All Saints Medical Center Fort Worth National Cancer Survivors Day event. We're going to celebrate those who have survived cancer, help inspire those who have been recently diagnosed, and gather in support of families affected by cancer. If you've been impacted by cancer in any way, come on out, grab a guest, and join us for a fun, free come-and-go event at the Hotel Drover in the Fort Worth Stockyards. It's going to be on Thursday, June 23rd from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. I will be there. I'm excited to, I don't sit around and talk about cancer often, and I don't often come into contact with people who are going through some of the same things that I went through. But I'm excited to have an evening that's kind of dedicated just to that. We're going to talk about how survivorship has impacted my life, the resources that are now available for those who are going through this journey. I think there's a lot more resources now than there were just 8 years ago when I went through it. That's always evolving, thankfully. They just want you to know you don't have to walk through a cancer diagnosis alone. The Joan Katz Cancer Resource Center is there to develop individualized care plans and provide support to you and your family after receiving a cancer diagnosis. And it's not just for the person that's diagnosed. I know how it affects the entire family. So if you are in this situation or know somebody who is, tell them about this event and they can come out, and who knows, maybe I'll say something that helps them, I hope. But for more information and to register for the event, visit bswhealth.org/FW survivors or call 1-800-BSW.docs, 1-800-279-3627. I think we should try to get that in our link tree too. I'm going to put that on my to-do list, so we can link to it and get the word out a little bit more for people to go on out to that event that is coming up in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Awesome. So back to the news desk. So the ticket shakeup, there's been some changes over there that it's news desk / like my feed, because I feel like it's like all over my feed, obviously, because I work there. But they just recently, two people that we've had on our show here on the Mom Game, two of our good friends, Danny Bayless and Mike Soroy, both put in their 2 weeks, like a couple of weeks apart from each other, and left a couple of weeks apart from each other, and it left like a very big void, I think, in that lineup for the radio station. Mike Soroy, somebody that I worked with every single day for 3 years, and we've both known him you've known him probably even longer, ever since I worked at Fox Sports Southwest like 15 years ago. We've known him a long time. He's wonderful. He was really one of their most popular personalities, I think, on the radio station there. And everywhere he goes, fun follows, and a happy, fun vibe and good jokes. Everything else follows. So to see him walk away was really hard, I think, for a lot of people. He's going to go work with his brother Cash a little bit more. And then Danny, of course, has been there 23 years, I think he said, at the ticket. So for those two people to leave was a big deal. And then they recently shook things up, and among other things, the position I used to have from 10 to 3 was eliminated and turned into, they just have 2 ticker people now, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. DJ's up in the mornings, and then Ty's going to be noon to 7. And then Sean Bass became producer. I got to hop in the producer seat all last week before Sean started with Norm and Donnie, which was a lot of fun. And then they brought back Davey Lane to the hard line, my taco friend.
Taco friend. I forgot about that.
Made the infamous story. Yeah, it was like the first when I was filling in on weekends, and he told me to made a gross taco joke, and it took me like a year to like get over that, because I'm like, you can make gross jokes to me if I know you, but I don't even know you. Like, come on, you got to earn that right. Like Dan McDowell did. It was 3 years of us working together, so now whatever. I know he's joking, but with Davey, I was like, who is this? So now the afternoon drive there will sound a lot different with him on it. And I didn't put in for either of the jobs. I thought about it, and a couple people reached out, but I just feel like at this point, I wasn't ready for that right now. The good thing is they're not going anywhere, but we're going to keep up with the mom game. We have some fun things coming up here on Vocal that we're involved in, that we're excited to announce hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But it's just, I know it's been a big deal for a lot of people that listen and a lot of people that work there. And I think it'll be good. The ticket will keep on keeping on. And we had a fun party at One Nostalgia last weekend to say goodbye to Soroy and Danny. And it was a good time. It's a really special place with a good group of people I feel like you can't find anywhere else. And so that's just my thoughts on the whole situation, but it'll be good. But the ticket's there, the mom game's here. There's lots of different places you can go and listen to things and be entertained. But it's a big shakeup in the radio world, I guess.
Yeah. So we've talked about this a little offline, but do you still have like second thoughts about not having applied for anything?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I mean, the 3 to 7 would have been hard with kids in school and not knowing yet Kelly's job and situation and schedule. I think he'll have the same job, in which case it'd be like, I'd have to have full-time somebody to pick my kids up from school and take them to activities and everything. And I had a feeling I knew about what the salary was, and it wasn't like to where I could justify that. Working with Bob and Corby would have been really fun. I mean, I love them both, and they actually like reached out. I think they wanted me to apply, but I didn't. And then Norm and Donnie, that would have been really fun too, because it's the same show I was on for 3 years, and Donnie's one of my favorite people. So is Norm. But I think I also knew Sean really wanted that, and Sean's one of my friends, and Sean's been there forever and ever and ever, and he's like totally was beat down by the morning drive and waking up that early. And so part of me was like, I don't want to get in anybody's way, and if I'm not like 100% sure, that's what I want to be doing right now. So, and also like I'm here in Port Aransas right now, and I couldn't be. Like, we're going to Canada in a couple of weeks, and I'm kind of enjoying this summer to make up for a lot of the time that over the last 3 years when I couldn't go on summer vacations and spend summer with my kids and all of that. So just enjoying the part-time life right now. But yeah, of course, like you think about if it was the right choice, but for now it's all good. And I'm happy to be mom gaming with you.
Yay. I'm happy you're mom gaming with me too.
Yay.
But I know those are hard decisions to make. So
yeah, hopefully
mom game will keep kicking ass.
Yep.
And we'll build this thing into a worldwide empire.
Yep. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
One way or another.
Okay. I think we've survived. We've survived shooting a mom game in my mom's apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Izzy's like now passed out asleep.
She did great.
She did good. Everybody did good. Nana made her little brief appearance, and yeah, now we're all good.
You're cute, Mom.
Yes, she is.
Okay, so what's your baseball sitch you're doing?
So no travel for me until the end of the month, and then I'm piggybacking a girls' trip onto a work trip. So we'll head to New York at the end of the month. But we'll be in studio before then. We've got Grego to shoot. We have the girls from Style Duplicated to shoot. And then I can't remember. I think No, that's next week. We're shooting a couple of shows, and so we're gonna
in venue. Yeah,
we have some fun guests coming up. But it has been nice for the last couple of weeks just for it to be us catching up, venting, laughing, crying.
Yes, it's good. I always have fun on our solo shows.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna get going and go see if I can show my house one more time.
Good luck. I bet that's gonna sell quickly.
Well, this is when my OCD really, really pays off, Julie. This is when the OCD really pays off.
I'm sure. Good.
Okay. Have so much fun at the beach. Tell everyone hello.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll go find my kids in the ocean.
Go find your kids in the ocean. Okay. Bye, love. 1, 2, 3.
Bye.
Mom game.
Mom game out.